Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the impact of filing different applications under intellectual property rights. First of all, we need to understand why you need an intellectual property right certification or some kind of documentation to do business in whichever country you wish to do that. The beauty of intellectual property rights is it brings everyone to a single page through an organization called as WIPO, that is World Intellectual Property Organization. What is interesting here to note here is when any entity, whether it's individual, enterprises, any stakeholder in the world wants to file a patent and at the same point of time wants to expedite the whole process of patenting in India, which was lacking before, the easy route is to select ISA, that is International Searching Authority. When you select India as the International Searching Authority, you can expedite your patent examination process of the innovation in India. Now, what happens once the patent is granted? Once the patent has been granted, you get a certificate. Now, even you are getting certificate for the inventorship. Earlier, this was not part of the whole protocol. However, once the patent is granted, you need to pay an annuity fees on a regular basis, which is yearly for almost 20 years from the first filing date or the priority of that particular patent application. So the CTA here would be to understand the process first, whether you wish to expedite the patenting process. Second, if you expedite the patenting process, are you ready to pay the patent annuity fees for next 20 years? So the strategic move has to be there and the strategy has to be in alignment with the business goals as to how that particular technology would be introduced into the market. We are in a phase where a lot of folks are coming to Web 3.0 for the very first time. However, what is important here is to understand how to get those users onto Web 3.0 with the technology which is solving so many problems right now. So through the patenting process, one thing is for sure, you can expedite the patent registration by selecting International Searching Authority when you are entering India through the PCT route, and PCT stands for the Patent Cooperation Treaty. And once you select that, you can file the respective form and get the patent examiner examine your application in a fast, speedy manner. And then you have 6 months time period to prepare the response to the objection raised. You can always refute those objections and state your claims. Thereafter, what happens is a second office action, generally in most of the cases, is issued. Once the second office action is issued, you also request for hearing before the patent examiner. In that whole process, you explain your stuff, you get the patent claims granted. Now, another very important pain point right now for most of the folks around the world is what is this concept of patent claims? We file for 70, 80 patent claims, but the patent office is only agreeing to certain patent claims and rest are rejected. So how to go about it? The easy way to understand this is if you have to get those patent claims granted, if more than 20, the support of that patent claim has to be there, whether it's in terms of research, even if the patent research or the patent document is not talking about the different results, because many times it's an ongoing process and you get results at a later point, but the disclosure has been there in the patent document. So you can always give a support in way of filing an affidavit with the supporting documents. Whether the patent examiner will accept that or not, that's a question mark, because case to case, the strategies are different. So every patent has a different strategy and every strategy has a different outcome. So it is important to understand what is the outcome you're looking at and whether only patent is one way of doing things. What about design? What about trade secrets? What about contracts? What about trademarks? So it's a gamut of intellectual property services which you need to look into and have somebody on board who understand intellectual property, not from the viewpoint of just getting a certificate, but from the viewpoint of solving that particular problem in achieving whatever goals the technology is trying to achieve. Thank you for listening out. If you have any questions, put your questions in the comment box below and we will get back to you. Have a great day ahead.